Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are well and hearty. Welcome to NIEVS Homeschool. This is Fatima Sabrine Shikha, Assistant Teacher of National Ideal English Version School, Morningship. Today I am going to take Work and Life class for the students of class 8 on the topic Chapter 1, page 1 to 5. I am repeating, today our topic is Chapter 1, page 1 to 5. Today we will read these pages. And students, this is our first lecture of Work and Life. Students, please take your textbook. We are going to read from your text. So let's start. Students, open page number 1, chapter 1, intellectual labor, physical labor and self-exploration. And at the end of this chapter, we'll be able to explain the impact of labor in human life, analyze the importance of self-dignity, self-confidence and creativity in education and professional aspect, express intention to be self-dignified, self-confident and creative in education and professional aspect. Be interested to show dignity to labor. Be encouraged to lead as well as to behave morally and responsibly. Consider others' opinion with importance. So if we read this chapter properly, then we will be able to learn all this. Now students, I'm going to talk about lesson 1 and 2. Name, intellect and physical labor in the advancement of civilization. Nowadays, we claim ourselves as a civilized and modern human being, but we had to pass a long way to reach to this position. We could reach to this present position by the mutual contribution of merit and labor of human being. Intellectual and physical labor of human played important roles in this march of civilization. Let us explore some of that history. So, this time we used to say ourselves that we are civilized and modern human being, and we had a past of being civilized. So now we are going to learn that story or history. South Asian civilization. In the past, this independent and sovereign Bangladesh of today was a part of Indian subcontinent. This history of this subcontinent is very ancient. It is supposed that human beings founded their dwelling in this region about 70,000 years ago. They used to live in the caves of the mountains. A land had been fertile since the ancient time. Different types of fruit trees used to grow in forests. They used to satisfy their appetite by collecting these fruits during that time, but they did not eat all the fruits. They learned which fruit to eat and which not to. Finding dwellings was not easy during that time. They had to find out cave to set up abode. Sometimes they dug out cave in the high steeps. If the caves were not dug properly, there were risks of destructions, even death due to landslide. So in the past and before getting independence, Bangladesh was the part of Indian subcontinent, and the history of this subcontinent is very ancient, and we know about this subcontinent, how we get independence, and we have had a history of human being, how we are getting civilized. So before 70,000 years ago, their dwelling, human finds their dwelling in this region. They used to live in the caves of the mountains. So basically, people used to live in the caves of mountains of the subcontinent. A land had been fertile since the ancient time. From that ancient time or earlier time, our lands were fertile to grow anything, any crops. So easily we can grow. Different types of fruit trees used to grow in forest. People used to collect fruits from those forests because the lands were fertile and easily trees grow, and people got fruits from that trees. And with these fruits, they used to satisfy their hunger. But they did not eat all the fruits. They learn which fruit to eat and which not to. So basically, when they are getting a knowledge which food they have to eat and which they have to avoid, they started to avoid those fruits. Finding dwellings was not easy during that time. So as they were living in caves of mountains, they started to find a suitable place for them to live. So they find and set up abode for themselves, and they dug out cave in the high steps. So like this, they take a risk of their life, and they started to live in caves and other places. Next, go to page number 3. So digging out caves was a special skill ancient men acquired. This is skill by people means of physical and intellectual practices. Besides, men of that time had to think of water as well. Life is impossible without water. That was why generally ancient civilizations had their rise on the banks of rivers. Besides, fruit trees grew easily because of land on either banks of the river was very fertile. Setting up abodes in this type of land was advantageous. They had to select such places for dwellings which were free from natural dangers. Along with the facility of hunting animals and getting food easily, water had to be available in that place. Man perceived them by playing their ways. Therefore, it can be said that selecting place for dwelling is the instance of intellectual practices. Again, man had to do physical labor to build up dwellings after selecting the places. So the best placing for the people of ancient time is water. Water was very close to them. They used to live close to the rivers or canals, and they easily grow crops for them, and we know they used to collect fruits from trees, and they used to meet their hunger with those fruits. So this is advantageous for them. This was advantageous for them. So they were in search of safe dwelling, and they started to make their buildings or made their abode in the place which is near to water. In the above picture, a human being is thinking of a place where he can live. He is thinking of building a home in accordance with that thought. In addition with this, he is thinking of the materials necessary for building the home. So from when they thought about building a safe home or abode for themselves, they started to think about the necessary metals for using or building homes. Available and how those will be collected. The task of this thinking and brainstorming is intellectual labor. Again, to collect the materials for building the home and to build up the home, he will have to do physical labor. We can understand from this not only now there had been physical and mental labor in human life since the ancient time. So not only this time, but also from the previous time, people used to give their physical and mental labor in every work. Look at the following picture. Identify physical labor and intellectual labor. If you see this picture, what can you see? People are giving their physical and intellectual labor. Ancient civilization on our land. Our civilization and culture are about 2,500 years old. So our civilization and culture are about 2,500 years old. Such testimonies have been discovered at Wari Bateshwar in Narshindi, not far from the capital of Dhaka city, based on which the history of Bangladesh is being written. So such history was found, discovered at Wari Bateshwar, which is situated in Narshindi, and it is not far from Dhaka city. It is based on new history of Bangladesh, and it is being written. Man used to live in the caves and inside the tree holes in the prehistoric time. The first permanent living of human beings was founded on the banks of Tigris and Euphrates, and the first agro-based permanent living of the subcontinent was discovered at Mehergarh in India. Students, please mark these lines. The first permanent living of human beings was founded on the banks of Tigris and Euphrates, and the first agro-based permanent living of the subcontinent was discovered at Mehergarh in India. The sign of pit tilling, which is taking out ditch as living room, has been excavated in Wari Batishar. Track of collapsed mud wall old chamber has been unearthed in this fourth city of 500 BC. This type of ancient architectural sign has nowhere been found except Wari Batishar. Not only pit dwelling, important evidences found at Wari Batishar prove that our civilization is 2,500 years old. Mentionable evidences discovered at some silver coins were found in a pot by the laborers while digging in the village of Wari in December 1933. So this is mentionable evidence. This is important for you to remember that mentionable evidence is discovered as some silver coins were found in a pot by the laborers while digging in the village of Wari in December, and the year was 1933. Those were the oldest silver coins of the Indo-Bengal region, fourth city of 2,500 of the Indo-Bengal region. 500 years ago, I'm sorry, this line will be for city of 2,500 years old port roads by laying terracotta, bits of stone and glass, a horde of coins along with oldest related coins and many other things were discovered here. After tests in the laboratory of Netherlands, this fourth city has been confirmed to be of 450 BC. So we know how we discovered the ancient civilization, ancient properties, and the expert trades has great influence to discover all these things. There is a square-shaped fort wall of which each side being 600 meters long along with a trench. Another outward fort wall of 5.8 km length and trench is extended up to the edge of the river Arielka. Local people call it Fort of Assam King. So another fort wall of 5.8 km length and trench is expanded up to the edge of the river Arielka, and local people used to call it as Fort of Assam King. These two defense walls are the indicators of ancient important commercial and administrative center, which was a precondition of ancient urbanization as well. An ancient metal road of which length and width being respectively 160 and 6 meters was discovered in the village of Wari. Pieces of lime, pieces of North Indian black smooth earthen pots, along with small pieces of soil mixed iron were used to build up the road. Now, here of the Ganges Valley had such a long and wide road been discovered. The second urbanization of Ganges Valley means the consequent urbanization of Sine civilization. This road is not only in Bangladesh, it is the oldest next to Sindh civilization. So we know about all this, about Wari Batishar, about others ancient properties. We have learned about Arielka, and people used to call it Fort of Assam, and other things. Close to the confluence of Old Brahmaputra and Arielka, there is a river-based basin called Koira, on the south bank of which is a highland of red-brown soil where Wari Batishar is situated. So, if anyone asks you where is Wari Batishar situated, you can say south bank of Koira, which is a highland of red-brown soil. There we find Wari Batishar. It is assumed from the description of Ptolemy that Wari Batishar was used an emperor of the collection and distribution of goods of the Southeast Asia for the Roman Empire. Because of the geographical location, this place is assumed to be outward commercial center of prehistoric duration. So students, that's all for today's class. For lecture 1, I hope you will read the text again at home. Today we have discussed from page 1 to 5. Students, that's all for today. I hope again you will read the text properly, and if you have any question, you can ask later when it will be your live class time. That's all for today. Hope you have understood today's topic. Keep practicing at home and abide by your parents. Stay well and see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.